podcast where we talk about screens and blast. Is that right? Did I get it right? Well, it's just me today. I'm K9 Biscuits. You can find me at K9BISKUTS. And that was rude. That was fucking rude. Alright, who are you? That doesn't matter. You can find us at... Next slide. Line! He just threw me on me, hey, do the intro today. And so I'm like, okay, fine, I'll do the fucking intro. And he... ScreenBlast Society.
Do you not remember what we're called? Did you need a slide for that?
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 47
This is my
years.
I assume this is my teleprompter.
We've been doing this for 47 years. You don't know what the fuck we're called.
Who are you? We are the ScreenBlast Society. You can find
just like us or whatever, you know.
Yeah, you like us when you give us a little, a tip or something every once in a while. But you can find us on our other podcast, which is Blasting True Reports. We talk about games. Have a Cow, we talk about memes or whatever the hell we feel like. It's not anything screen related, pretty much. And Cartoon Chat, where we talk about cartoons. Every month we do a movie or a show, and we go in depth about whatever episode of the show we feel like, or whatever movie we feel like. I think soon we're gonna do. Wait, is that a spoiler?
I will be honest. At this point, there is now a Cartoon Chat for every month until October.
Okay, Sinbad. Wait, was that? Are the Cartoon Chat surprises?
No, I mean they're all. They'll see them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. It's Sinbad. We're gonna do Sinbad.
You're gonna see that I have hair, a lot of hair in some of them. You're gonna see that I have a full mustache in others.
And you're gonna see he has a big bald spot in the back because it's gonna be like the Jackass movie where they have that. They have that clippers
Did you say I have a big bulge in the back, dude? I don't.
Bald spot.
Disturbing. What the
bald
fuck's wrong
spot.
with you? All right.
Well, or a bulge in the back. Yeah, because you have a fucking wiener going out of your fucking head. You're a mutant.
It's the Grundle. It's the Grundle freaking. All right, moving.
Bryan's power, so he can grow dicks anywhere in his body.
All right, let's keep it moving. Mark, we saw a couple movies. You saw more movies, so of course we're going to talk movies that you saw at the end.
They were all pornos.
But we're going to start.
This was never a great city, but it was ours.
Are you with me? Always.
Until Hilda Vanderkoy took it from us. This is how she keeps control. They call it the calling.
I'm gonna help you.
Stop! Mark, I'll go ahead and line this up here. This was a pretty cool movie, and we're going to talk more about our thoughts on it, but let me get through this little movie detail here. Of course, this was end of April. It's an action comedy thriller. We were talking at the beginning of the year about the weird sort of tie-ins of different genres. Comedy thriller, action comedy is pretty common. Comedy thriller, not really. Do you need to pause for that?
No.
It's
the Alexa just tell me rain possible.
Yeah, it says rain possible. You need to pause for that. You need to look at that. I think we need
to run outside and just with my arms out.
Yeah, I think we need a prayer for that one. Yeah.
Rain.
This actually
raindrops keep falling on my head.
All right. So this production company was it was actually produced over at Raimi Productions. It was pitched to Sam Raimi and leadership it was pitched by Moritz Moore. He actually pitched it, he wrote it, and directed it. So this is his brainchild here. Additional screenwriters came from Aaron Remmers and Tyler Burton Smith. This was edited by Lucan Bernard, and music score was by Ludwig Forsell. So again, cool lineup of people here, but let's get into the cast real quick. We could talk about the cast, we could do whatever. I noted this twice because you have to note it twice here. Boy, played by Bill Skarsgård as the
Just use his fucking face! Or use Bob!
But you've got the voice of Boy, voiced by John H. Benjamin.
Why didn't you use Bob from Bob's Burgers or
because
Anchor?
It's still moved, because it's literally fitting, because it's still him.
I know, it would have been funny if you just threw in Bob's Burgers or Anchor.
I thought it was still funny.
Archer, yeah.
I thought it was still funny enough to have literally just a reverse, it's the border.
To have the sandwich.
Yeah.
I think it would have been funny to have Bob's from Bob's Burgers. It would have been more out of place.
It would have been very yes, absolutely. You had, of course, the mentor played by Yayan Ruhan. You have Glenn. Basically, the Vanderkoy.
Vanderkoy, yeah.
Yeah, Glenn. Vanderkoy, played by Sharito Copley, and Gideon, played by Brett Gelman. You have Basho, awesome character, played by Andrew Koji, and then June 27, played by Jessica Roth. These are some great, and I mean some very cool actors here, and they really enjoyed the roles. It seemed like this was an awesome movie. Usually we go and we talk about like, oh yeah, like what do we think going in, but like if you want to include that into the full review mark, you can. I think we could just talk about this movie in general. Great time, great feature. Everyone's acting their
I can
ass
tell you
off.
what I thought going in. I liked the poster when I saw this, and it looked like something that I would probably like anyway, just judging by the poster. So like, I just avoided all advertisements, and when I went into theaters to see other movies and this trailer came up, threw in my headphones, put my music on blast, looked away from the screen, because that's what I do when there's movies I'm looking forward to, and it's like, okay, at this point, I want to go in blind.
Right.
I want to be surprised because I don't want to see. I want to spoil the rest, because like if it's something that looks like I might like it, I don't want too much spoiled it for me. And trailers are good at spoiling. So I don't want to know what comes next. That's why I don't like animes. I like when they have that intro, and it spoils like all the characters that are meant to show up later and it's supposed to join the hero. I fucking hate that every time. So I skip the intro when I'm watching a new anime, and I just don't watch the intro until like after episode 3.
It's tough because
then sometimes spoil things.
It's tough because, like, for instance, Zom 100 basically spoils the whole fucking team, and we haven't even finished that. That shit hasn't even finished yet. But they spoil everything about what the journey.
And Credits too.
And
Credits too. And it's like I hate because the intro always spoils like, oh, this is the character that's gonna join their cause.
Yep.
And it's like I didn't want to know that, and like when the episode comes up and it's like, oh, what's that character from the intro? And like they're being against the main character, and it's like they're gonna turn around. They're in the intro. They're following the character in the intro. Fuck you. You already told me everything.
Yep. Absolutely. We'll talk in the future about it. Like trailers that just reveal like a lot. By the way, I think this is the perfect time to toss it in. Yeah, I know we were talking about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, of course. The girl, like the young actress in that movie. You know, we were talking about like people were talking about what's her name. Does not look like Ellie from the Last of Us series. That girl from Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's not on screen, Mark. You don't have to look on the screen. We're just having it. I'm talking about just like from that trailer. That girl literally looks like Ellie. Like I don't know, like that could have fit. That's like a perfect fit, especially since it's like dystopian and her clothes are all tattered. Like it looks just like it.
I remember like the Universal Halloween Haunted Horror Nights when they had like those Halloween houses.
Yeah.
The Last of Us one, there was like a really a actor look a lot like Ellie, who they had for that haunted house.
That's why it's like I just think look, the actual actress that played her like actually knocked it out of the park. But I'm saying like the whole controversy at the time where people were like, you could have chosen someone that actually looked a little closer. Dude, it's like, yeah, I mean, definitely.
I know you hate the fuck out of long lines, but like realistically it's not going to be this year, but we do need to go together to a Halloween haunted horror night and go to like haunted houses and shit.
I'm up for it.
Yeah.
I mean, October's far off, so I can definitely plan that a little better than I could last year. All right.
I was in October 2025 realistically, but if you can make this year, I mean, fuck, I'm down.
That'd be a dream come true. I mean, well, technically it's not a dream come true because I never dreamed it, but you get what I'm saying. All right.
But for those houses, they are fucking long ass lines.
Yes. Boy Kills the World though came out, and we're talking about it in the middle of obviously just wanted to briefly touch on that because every time we've seen that Kingdom trailer like 78 times, and every time I see that shot specifically, I keep thinking that is Ellie from Last of Us, but they didn't hire her. But not that it again doesn't matter. Also, the Maxine trailer, that 80s girl that was a porn star.
Oh yeah,
that looks.
She
great.
was a porn star.
That looks great. Not the actress that's in that movie. Not the actress from Kingdom, but I'm saying the movie. You've seen the trailer.
Seen him. I didn't get the.
For Maxine.
I wasn't sure what the triple X was about.
Yeah, triple X is because she was apparently porn. They say it in the beginning.
I was probably paying attention to that trailer too hard.
But that trailer looks good though, man. That was.
I like the concept. It's a hard aspect. I can go on about trailer. There's another trailer, but we'll get into that later. Yeah. There's another trailer I've seen before I saw like the most recent movie I saw. That's really good. I want to talk about later.
All right. Cool. Moving back to what I want to know is, first off, obviously we do this every time. Obviously we start with, hey, what do we think going in? I don't have anything to say about that because I just didn't really care that much. Like, I had seen Monkey Man recently, and I had gotten the trailer for this.
You have a select movies you were going to see and not going to see.
Yeah.
I was surprised it was on your radar at all.
Like this movie?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you had seen it, right? I believe it was. You know why? Because
You don't see everything I go to see.
Exactly, but I also had to fill my time because I went to see Spider-Man 2. I believe it was. No, it was either 2 or 3.
You went to
and
see
I
3.
had a gap between Ministry of Gentlemen.
What do you mean? It was either 2 or 3. You can't tell the difference.
I had a gap between. I had gotten to White Marsh early, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna see Boy Kills World, and I'm gonna see Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. So I took care of both of those. And then I saw Spider-Man.
You saw that movie too?
Yeah.
I didn't know you went to see that movie.
Yeah, that's why it's in the program. That's why it's in the.
I thought that was only in my freaking thing.
Right. That's not in your movie moments. Get the fuck out of here. Not everything can be your movie moment.
Only the good movies are.
Unless you go to Mark's Instagram or what are you on TikTok?
Don't.
What are you on TikTok?
It can't have biscuits on it. It's like it's just shit I just regurgitate on my freaking YouTube channel.
Well,
my YouTube shorts.
Absolutely, but Mark.
But TikTok is my YouTube shorts.
Yeah, but Mark, what did you think about this going in?
It looked like
nothing.
Nothing. No, get out. But no, it looked like a fun action movie from judging from the poster. Are you keeping that part, like the earlier part when I was talking about the trailer?
Yes.
Okay.
But then I cut you off significantly by talking about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So.
Well, like, yeah, I ignored like the trailers, but like it looked like a fun action movie, and like I'm glad I was right. Do you want to go into your thoughts or whatever?
Again, like I found this movie like it was weird because it felt like I was duplicating Monkey Man. It felt like, okay, if I'm gonna go into this movie, it's like, all right, the difference is the voice acting situation, but I also just wasn't paying a lot of attention to
I know I heard as soon as I heard John Benjamin's voice.
Yeah.
Because I was walking into like a
John Benjamin.
Sorry. John Benjamin, fucker.
Hey, don't say fucker to me. Say it to H. John Benjamin, who's gonna come out this window and kill you because he's Archer.
More like H. double hockey sticks. But anyway,
double.
But like, as soon as I heard like H. John Benjamin's voice, because I was coming from the bathroom when the trailer was going on, and like I heard H. John Benjamin's voice, and I was like, "What is this?" And then like, I didn't remember his name. I just know I heard Bob's Burgers, and I was like, "What is it?" Oh God, it's that Boy Kills World.
It's like once it clicked, I was
like,
"Oh God,
I need to see this movie."
Yeah.
Fucking Bob's Burgers in this shit.
All right, so seeing it now, seeing it fully. What I want to say first off is, Sony, you did Twisted Metal. You got someone to do Last of Us. Ghost of Tsushima's coming. If you do if you do a movie about Infamous Second Son, do it exactly like this. This is how Infamous Second Son.
I haven't played that. Have you played the game?
Yes.
I haven't.
Beginning to end twice. Because there's a good side and a bad side, though they don't really fluctuate that much.
I need to play Second Son.
But Second Son, it's quick too. You'll get through it pretty quick. That was one of those where people were looking for. That was like beginning of the PS4 gen. People were looking for longer games, and this was like a semi-short game, and people were kind of mad about that. But this is like framed so well, just like Infamous Second Son. To me, that's all I could think about with this movie, even though it does have differences. You have this dystopian, tyrannical government. You have this Hunger Games style thing going on. Just the way that they're treating people is so careless. I love in this movie though how the actors play up themselves, and I love the way that they were able to play themselves there. Notably the Vanderkoys and everyone associated with the Vanderkoys and the enemies are great. You had the two militaristic sort of rebels that were awesome in this movie too. They were fucking funny. Especially the one guy that just says random fucking shit. Like
I love how weird this movie is, and it's
yes.
they just like with H. John Benjamin's voice, it's perfect, and it's like they just make it even more weird. So it's like any part where like the movie is like could be taking itself too seriously, they remind you like don't take it too seriously because they just that's why they have H. John Benjamin's voice in there, and because like you can either think about two things with H. John Benjamin's voice because he's not in many things. You either think about Archer or Bob's Burgers.
Yes. I'm sure he has a list of things he's done, but that's all we can all think of.
It's not very big.
Oh, really? Hasn't he been in the industry for a while?
He has, but not in too many things. But I mean, he's mostly, I think, like, Archer and Bob's Burgers.
Sir, in case you do an interview with us in the future, that was him that said that. I didn't say it. He said it. I tried to give you props, and then he said, you haven't done shit in your life except for these two.
You say that, and I'm just gonna fucking, I'm going to fucking clip that, and like, no, Bryan said that. See, I clipped it right here. You haven't done shit in your life. You haven't done shit in your life. You haven't done shit in your life.
Oh my god, that's it. Oh my god.
It's like fucking the end of Monsters Inc. when they got the allegations against Water News. I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let somebody die.
Oh my god, holy shit.
But yeah, like his voice is perfect, and I hope like after this movie, like more people hire him, just because his voice is so funny. And like even when it's not joking, his voice is just entertaining to listen to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, and I will say part of this movie, it's like it's weird because at some parts it's like, yeah, would this movie be a little more interesting? I think that's so weird because I feel like this movie could go so many different directions. And it's like, if it went a certain direction, if it went one way, more serious, you could get a completely different tone in this movie. If you went more in the comedy, it gets too light, and you lose a lot of that, a lot of the energy that's taking this movie's momentum forward. And it strikes a nice little, like, Goldilocks zone, where it's, like, it's funny, it's witty, it's ruthless, but it still tells a pretty interesting tale at the same time. And, and it takes itself
seriously.
These
action scenes are great. The only action scene I was iffy on was like the first action scene in the warehouse, only because the lights were a bit dim and the camera cuts were too fast.
Right.
So like I had a hard time telling what was going on because like I was like I want to enjoy this, but like it needs to be a little bit brighter, and I need to. I can't see.
Was that the one where Shaky Cam was like serious and all that? It's been a little while.
It was when he first meets the I forgot his name, but the guy...
The first militaristic guy, yeah.
The guy who joined his team.
Yes.
Like the lights were a bit too dim, and like the camera cuts were too frantic. So it was like I wanted to enjoy that scene, but I couldn't tell what was going on.
Yes, I will say.
It gets better after that. Yeah,
that's the sequence when Basho, that's his name, Andrew Koji. That's the first time we see him in the movie, and we see it's so funny because of course they have Glenn Vanderkoy played by Sharito Copley, and like that's where it's like, all right, so he's about to.
Oh, by the way, spoiler talk, people.
Oh yeah, every time, but I didn't do it that time. Thank you very much.
I knew you were about to get into, but like yeah,
it's so fucking funny. But it's like because it's like you know where it's going because of the way that like it feels like it's just not he's not gonna be able to hold it, is he? Oh, he's not gonna. Oh, and then he's about to like help him out.
Because like you can see a version of this movie where he becomes a side character.
Yes, because he doesn't really have an allegiance to anyone. He was just kind of groomed into that. He was just groomed by that evil bitch, for lack of a better term, to do that. And you know, like that's all he does, and he plays it up very well. Like when he's in that market square and he's just an asshole that clearly shouldn't even have the control at all. You know what I mean? Like he clearly should not have any fucking control, but he's eating that shit up. Like it is so much fun.
Another thing that reminds me of is like, well, it's not a comedy, but like I forgot what movie it was, but it was like a one-shot like World War I movie. I think it was 1917. It was with the two guys, and I thought it was gonna be like a buddy military movie, but then like his friend just like dies,
gets stabbed,
and like near the beginning of the movie, and it's like, oh. Yeah. So it's just him.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's his brother. That's it. The other thing is, I think the journey was going to be taken to his brother, and it's the guy whose brother he dies. So it's just the random guy telling the squadron that has the brother in it. So he has to tell the other brother that his brother died on the way to tell the brother to stop the fucking war. Like, that's a fucking beautiful movie.
I know. Also, it bothered me because like I remember when I was watching that like the boy was like, let's help him. I'm like, don't do that. Let's help him. And I was just like thinking, don't go near him. Yeah. And like of course he fucking stabs him. And he's like, why would you trust him? He told you not to go near, and you fucking die because of it. It's all your fault.
Yeah, it's like that. It's one of those where like, and let's not make this a 1917 review as well because there's so many things to say about that movie. But it's like, it just gives you a lens of, hey, just remember like back then, like the age of some of these soldiers was like nothing, and like they're still figuring themselves out, and like they see the gruesomeness of it, and they're just trying to help out. It's like, hey, like that's just, you know,
it might be relevant when we talk about our other movie later, Civil War.
Oh, I've got so much.
All right.
So, the subversion of expectation in Boy Kills
Love
many is so good. Like, because you can tell the writing here. This is like when we talk about bad writing in so many other movies where it's like so generic. It's like this one takes you on a roller coaster ride because you don't know. Like,
because we saw
Act 1 has its own like plot. It has its own subversion. Act 3 has a fucking subversion. It's nuts. I love how fucking like
because this is just a like
nuts.
The structure of this.
Yes.
Or the structure it's trying to imply is supposed to be a basic revenge movie.
Right.
And it's like and it's supposed to be like a movie where like this one badass guy who can beat the fuck out of anybody is just going to take revenge on everyone and is going to go up the chain.
By the way, don't forget, ruthlessly trained by a guy that was against this government. And he couldn't get the chance, so now now this young guy gets the chance to do it.
Oh yeah.
Like that's shown in the beginning, and that's like one of the driving forces because of course this boy is constantly like he's not good enough, right? He's like, no, you need to get stronger. No, you need to get stronger. And when you learn the actual like the truth, it's like he trained him to take down. He took his own son. He trained this guy to take down his own bloodline. That's fucking insane. That is awesome because of what they did to his family. That is such a cool idea. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's so cool. I think the sister thing's a little like I love
the funny thing is I'm pretty sure you saw the twist coming where it's like that girl in like the fucking
so here's the thing.
That girl in the helmet, she's definitely his sister. But there's more to that. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. I liked when it was the younger girl like in his visions. But then when it was like I'm gonna be honest, it was telegraphed, but I was like either that's his sister or this is gonna be some sort of team up love interest thing down the line. I couldn't tell where it was. I'll be honest. I guess I was.
I was putting all my money down. Like that's his sister. That's definitely his sister.
Yeah.
Because even like they kind of allured her with like, oh, she looks pretty. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's his sister.
I mean, when they said she looks pretty, I kind of made. I took the opposite.
I think it was kind of a hint.
Like,
it was
like. How was that a hint that it was a sister?
Because it was a girl. It was a
hint that it was.
She was like talking about herself. That's what I got. And I was right.
Isn't that what little girls would say about an attractive woman? I didn't think that was like a inside baseball. Like.
I mean, they could, but like it kind of it felt like she was singing at herself.
Sure.
Like,
then again, it's also this is a part of his psyche, so maybe he already had sensed that this was his sister. But.
I usually don't like little kids on dangerous missions. And
I
they don't listen.
This is so much, by the way.
Because it's him. It's just him. This is his mental.
Yes. By the way, so much better than Obi-Wan Leia. Just want to
tell you. Oh my god, I knew I was saying about that. That's what I forgot to talk about last time when we were talking about Spirited Away.
Is that the same actress?
We were talking about Spirited Away and we were talking about children who don't fucking listen.
Yes. Is this the same actress, by the way?
I don't know.
Because I think she looks identical.
I don't know.
I'm pausing this. I'm looking one. Alright, so we did a quick research. This is not Leia. It's not Leia. But, like, again, the way that they treat her in this movie, and she's still this witty, like, you know, because it's a part of his own psyche. So it's like, it's what he would expect her to do in that situation, even guns blazing. But, like, it feels so much more natural and not, like, forced by poor writers. Like,
okay, because this is all him. That's why I didn't mind the kids' antics. I usually don't mind because, like, I don't like when kids don't listen in, like, in TV shows because it's like, goddamn kids. But with this one, it's like, oh yeah, this is just him. This is just his psyche.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was a joy point for me in this movie. It's just like the moments where, even though it reminded me very much of like this anime Enohana, where there's he gets these visions. The main character, pretty much has these visions of a girl that, I don't want to. Yeah, we know. Like we end up knowing. Like she dies basically, and she dies when she's younger, and she was a core point of this. She was a core part of the friend group, and the whole point of the show is that like he's going through this, but he sees what she would do in a situation. So he sees her in that situation, in real life in those moments, and he's like a teenager at this point, and I think like it just connected back to that anime, but you know, like it's a great way to bring like this energy that's
or to get
still
darker,
so fluid.
or to get darker. The opening to Grave Fireflies.
Or Jesus Christ, or that one. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, absolutely. Or that one.
Nah, my
yeah.
heart hurts thinking
You
about
go
it.
one way, or you could go another way. I mean, but some people would say,
Fuck you, Hayao
is
Miyazaki,
pretty
for
sad.
making me cry on the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think. Let's see. So this has parallels. I think like here's the thing. Both this movie and Monkey Man not making a lot of money. Both of them kind of run a similar thread, but one does more than the other. One does. I think. Again, I still think Monkey Man's one of my favorite movies of the year.
I think I'm gonna be honest. I think I like this more than Monkey Man.
I knew we were gonna go down on this border this way because I think this movie's witty and it's great and it does so much more. But I do love the grounded. I do love how grounded Monkey Man is. It's even more grounded than something like John Wick in its action. It's just genuinely like real combat, and to me, like this isn't like to compare, but it's like it is. Like this one is more Hunger Games world, like super dystopian. Like Monkey Man is much more real life right now dystopian of like the classism is real. They will treat you like nothing. And again, both of these movies run that same thread, and both of these movies have these characters. Both these movies have these main characters get trained by someone on the outside that's rebellious to the cause, or to that structure, in a forest. By the way,
what I like about Monkey Man is like it's very realistic with it. What I like about this movie is just very.
It's not.
It's just nuts. It's
Exactly.
very fantastical and comedic,
Yes.
and that's more of my type of style.
No, I agree.
I like when just shit goes off the wall.
Dude, if we
insane,
did it-
especially like everything just like weird and off the wall, and you have Bob's Burgers narrating the whole thing. That movie was made for me.
I mean, if we did an action movie marathon and these two were included, and those two were included, I'd watch both of them. Like, they're just different movies, but they just come out at such similar, like right back to each other, so they're easy to kind of look at each other and compare. But man, like,
Now, I don't know if it's worth the backtrack on video if you feel in the mood for it, but like another movie I enjoyed this year I keep mentioning is like The Beekeeper was fun time.
So I was saving all my chips for Monkey Man, but that did look like it was a good time. Jason Statham's great.
Yeah.
That felt like another, like, again, we talked about Keanu Reeves' action, like, older actor this time. But it's like Statham, Wick with Keanu. Liam Neeson used to have that run with the Taken movies back in the day.
I'm gonna be honest, I think my favorite type of all these movies is still John Wick 4.
I think John Wick 4 is a beautiful closer, but I think John Wick 4 has the flaw of, to me, where it actually starts to become cartoonish. And what I like about John Wick is that it was actually grounded. So to a degree, like, first movie, grounded. Second movie, grounded. Third movie, gets a little cartoonish. Fourth movie, especially by the end, it's like jumping out 4 floors.
It's also the guy and the dog.
Guy and the dog, but then he jumps down 4 floors, a 4-story building, and he's still good, and it's like, alright.
You know how many cars fucking hit him in the first one?
They did. Yeah. But the
He's
4
good.
floors one is like, I don't know, that one's like even more so, like, come on. But again,
it's between 3 and 4 for me. I gotta rewatch them again.
no, I think 4 is better than 3, definitively.
Okay.
I think location-wise, I think location-wise is fantastic.
And for me, John Wick 2 is the weakest. For me.
Fuck. That's weird. I of all the movies, I don't recall John Wick 2 as much. I remember 1. I remember 3. I remember 4. 2 was cool because you had the guy. You had the guy with the great.
There was
voice.
cool moments.
He had a great voice.
There were some action scenes that felt repetitive.
Was that the one with? I don't even remember where Lawrence Fishburne was in 2.
The reason.
2. Oh yeah, 2. So 2 ended, and he was like, that's when he had broken code and everyone's looking for him.
Yep. The reason I call out 2 is because, like, 2 had some repetitive action scenes. Because 1 was a great intro to the John Wick universe and John Wick himself.
Well, 2 has a great intro, too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. 2 was a good intro, but, like, there's some action scenes that were repetitive.
Yes.
3 was very creative with his action again, and then 4 continued that.
Yes.
Very creative action stuff.
And great, again, the settings in 4. You've got Japan, you've got Paris, you've got great settings within those settings. You got the stairwell fight, or the stair fight. You have the stair fight alone is, like, worth the price of admission. It's so stupid.
That includes our ScreenBlast with John Wick. Anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, this, like,
yeah. But Boy Kills World, and again, this is a completely different movie than that movie because, again, like, John Wick is not training to be, he doesn't get trained by some monk or whatever. He's just ready to go. Like, he's, like, just waiting and ready to go. That's more old man action movie as Salvation. This is young guy gets trained to become that and then saves them. But I think this movie does a great job, though. Again, its keys are just its writing, how well its characters are built up. It's just so good. Like, again, like, I know I'm running in circles here, but again, I'm trying to think. I wrote down notes of, like, some of the stuff that guy said, but I wrote it when the movie was dark, when the theater was dark, so I can't fucking see. I can't really tell what I wrote, but, like, I think it was like Go Go Robot Guitar Biscuit, like, just like,
yeah, because I like that aspect because, like, we don't have much like content in general. The protagonist is a deaf guy.
Yeah.
And, like, that's why I like about this movie because it's very representative of, like, well representative of deaf people, and where, like, the deaf main character doesn't have to be silent. You can just be in his head for the whole time. That's creative.
Yes.
Like, you can also it doesn't get boring for people because sometimes the things about deaf characters is, like, they have to be silent because, you know, they can't talk because they can't hear themselves or they can't hear other people. So, like, I thought this was creative where, like, oh, he has a voice in his head, but he doesn't know how he sounds. Right. So he used a voice. He's using a voice that he heard from somewhere else.
And that's another awesome idea.
Fun idea. Like, that's a really, it's a fun idea. I think more media can learn from this.
Specifically, he uses a voice that he idolizes from its past.
Yes.
Which
is a video game voice. And because, like, a lot of this movie is also video gamey, so he thinks of everything as a video game.
Yes, and
again, I love the part where it's like, player 2 is fucking crazy.
Yes. Oh man, that was so cool. Yeah, man. Again, like,
victory.
Yes. That's the nerd guy. The guy looks like a nerd, but he goes fucking nuts. He starts going crazy.
Oh yeah,
he gets all his
some
limbs.
Kind of asthma inhaler.
His limbs get all fucking chopped off, and he still is, like, up for it. It's so stupid. The ideas here are great. And again, I think the third act just goes, like, it goes bonkers because, again, you get that reveal of what actually happens. I love, by the way, the TV studio set.
We already announced it was a spoiler, but yeah.
But the TV studio set. Oh, they already announced it?
No, we already announced it was a spoiler.
Oh, yeah. But the TV studio set fight was
funny. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
So.
By the way, I love that at the very end of it. It's like, man, good job. I knew you were gonna do it. I knew you were gonna do it because we were gonna do all this, and you were gonna do that, and we all come together. Like,
that was funny.
Yes. Holy shit.
I love how every time, like, the bearded guy speaks,
yes,
he tries to visualize, like, what he thinks he's saying.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because, like, that's also a question, like, because, like, deaf people will learn to read lips. And, like, for what about for the lips they can't read?
But even then, it's like, it's relatable because, like, if someone's, like, using a dialect you can't understand, or, like, here in Baltimore, we have a lot of people that speak in ways that I don't understand. It's like, hey, like, it's just very relatable to where it's like, what did you're saying what?
And, my assumption is, I think, because, like, we are only going through his perspective.
Yeah.
So my assumption is, he's speaking fine and normally if we can hear him.
No way.
But he can, but like we just can't read it. He just can't read his lips. Therefore, it's gibberish. So it's not like this is. He doesn't sound like this.
Wait, but the other guys are speaking fine and he can hear him.
Yes.
That kind of broke. So how?
What do you mean?
Like he can.
No one questions what he sounds like. No one else questions what he sounds like.
Right, but no one else but the one guy. It's only the duo that understand each other.
So I assume he's talking normally to him, but he can't read his lips through the beard. He said he can't read them through the beard.
Oh, he can't.
He can't read them well. So therefore, because he can't hear at all.
That's great,
he can't hear anything.
Good job.
So he only assumes what it looks like what his lips are saying.
Fuck, this is so well thought out.
So that was my assumption. Like, oh, if he can hear, he can just easily hear what he's saying, but he can't hear, so he can't see, because he said he can't see his lips through the beard, and so he can't really kind of make out what he's actually saying.
Dude, this movie has less than a quarter of the budget of Wish. How this writing is so good.
Because also those voices he's hearing are muffled.
Exactly. Right.
So it is what they sound like, but it's a muffled version of what they sound like.
A good catch.
So like so when they're actually talking, he doesn't actually hear them that clearly.
Yeah.
This is still inside of his head of what he's picking up.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck, man. Thank you, because it's a change of pace. Now that it gives me a much better lens now, because I didn't catch that one. Fuck, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, so now I want to finally talk about that fight scene. Is like the most brutal fight scene I've seen in any recent movie. Because there's actually like
there's passion. There's passion behind it, and it's the build up and the realization of what actually happened and all of that. But like,
no, it's just between just them and the monk, because it's gruesome. It's slow too, because they're like ripping each other's skin so much. It's so much skin tearing. It's not like your traditional action. You're like, it's like very slow, like much like it's ugly in a fun way. It's ugly in a fun way.
Yes, a disgustingly
fun
way.
I haven't seen any movie do that as of recently.
No, I still think the end of 4 is just as brutal.
John Wick 4?
Yeah. I think 4 is just as brutal. It's just brutal, but he's wearing a suit, and you can't fucking see. There's no like. God,
it's not brutal. It's just suspenseful.
I think it's suspenseful.
You mean the gunshots?
I think it's very brutal.
You mean the gunshot?
The entire fight, the stairs, dude. I mean, all the damage taken all the way up to the final. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess he's taking damage, but like it didn't like. For me it was like ooh took damage. It just hits.
I didn't say like Dune 2 had a pretty damn brutal fight sequence that ended rather quickly. I think that end sequence.
It wasn't gruesome though. It wasn't ugly. I think it was cool. I think the thing about this is like
I felt it. I don't know. I felt every time it was like ooh, like I felt like
it was cool as hell. Again, these are cool fight scenes. For me, this wasn't like. An ugly fight scene in a fun way.
Yeah, I think the difference between that and the movie and like whether it's, I like the choreography of this fight sequence in Boy Kills World.
Because there's a lot of bones.
Yes.
It's like there's a lot of bone breaking and there's a lot of skin peeling. There's a lot of scraping, scarring, and it's all very slow.
Yes. No, I agree with that. I wish that it would have stayed. I wish that the damage would have stayed with the character, because like obviously it ends and then it's like, oh, he's much more patched up. It's like, okay, yeah, he's much more patched up. All right.
You talking about the after credits?
No, I'm saying after the fight, it's like he's not like if visually what actually happened was visually seen, you would have actually seen it. But then like literally after the fight ends, I remember seeing like his legs are not as bad as they look, as they actually like they used the gruesomeness during the fight, and then after the fight, it was like, oh, okay, they must have like not went as far in on the makeup of like making the legs look as destroyed as possible, because it was like,
they had mostly the top part, because like the female character looks almost dead, because after that fight they just like walk off, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That's the end of the initial movie.
That's what I'm saying. The little walk off, it just feels like,
and then the damage feels like it feels there. It's just like
again, I think we're just seeing it in different lenses. I do think that this was a very disgusting fight. I do agree. Like I was trying to say, the choreography here is aimed more at being like when people talk about Star Wars and they talk about like the lightsaber duels. Like you have the prequel trilogy, which cleaned up the chaotic mess of the original trilogy. Like the original trilogy, Luke is like slamming it down. It's more like chaotic, right? The prequel trilogy, it's fine-tooth comb, very much like Dune 2 if I'm comparing it to this movie. It's like, this was like original trilogy Star Wars, where you're just like it's just like it's not with. It's with the intention of real pain. It's not with the intention of, ooh, this looks glitzy and glamoury. It's like, no, we're actually gonna fucking hurt each other here, and I do love that. Like, I think that's the beauty of that last fight, and it is disgusting, and horrific. And again, like the whole purpose behind it of like this teacher, this person that I thought was teaching me so much, is actually this actual like. He is the messenger of death for my actual bloodline here.
And I can why that fight worked so well with the, like why it felt different too, because the rest of this movie is so frantic with its action, and it's just like it's like as we were describing with the other movie, it's like it's very because like the rest of the movie is also very gruesome, but like it's very fast and frantic, and it doesn't linger too much on like damage.
Right.
This like the final fight scene is when they actually change it up, and like every damage done to the character, it kind of just lingers on.
Yeah, they hold it. They hold on it. They hold on.
That's why, yeah.
Especially how it's like, it's you feel everything you feel that he wants to put everything he has, or he has to put the main character boy. He has to put everything he has to get back up after his sister almost is dead at this point. He's like,
and the monk is taking on both of them. It is like that fight does last for a while.
Yeah.
Because the monk is just kicking their asses brutally.
Yeah,
and it feels like they're like fighting is like it feels like a fight to kill, even though it is.
Yeah, it almost feels like an impossible fight at a
yes.
certain point, and it's like you feel like it's almost hopeless, and I think that's a beautiful thing because it requires the main character to then get that extra push to go further. But man, yeah, overall.
Speaking of ugly fights, ooh, fucking cheese grater, ow.
Yeah. Oh man, that was great. Again, when you talk about inventive and just again, we think we've seen it all. You know what I mean? Like so many ways.
Because we just saw like a kitchen scene in a kitchen fight in Monkey Man, but this one, fucking cheese grater got me. I was like, woo, woo.
That
fucking got caught on the armpit. I was like, ah.
You feel every single time he uses that fucking grater. You feel it like it. Let alone the fucking actors. Or not actors, but the characters that are actually getting killed by it or damaged by it. The guy that got hit in the face by it, like, fuck. Fuck, man. That's tough.
This movie was fun. Also, like, the, stay to the post-credits scene, because, like, oh, wait, it's already spoiler. I'm spoiling it for you anyway. But, like, so,
I believe I did, because, like, did you say that?
Oh, yeah, but, like, but I made sure I told you, because stay to the post-credits scene.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it gives closure. It's just closure.
Yeah. It's great. It's absolutely good. It's like, again, it's very Avengers. But again, it's their own thing.
I know, this one's actually this one is actually closure because you know they're fine.
Exactly. Yeah, because at the end of the movie, you're thinking, ooh, did they actually?
Yeah, because like she looks half dead.
Yes. Did they just end up like getting like they get like 5 feet past the fade out and they're just like collapsing on the ground dead, pool of their own blood. Like nope. They actually yeah, it's cool.
Fun movie.
And they got to get out of there. That's the key. That's dystopian hellscape.
Fun movie. It's going to be on my top 10 list easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Maybe.
Oh. Shut the fuck up.
All right. It's time to introduce a new segment here on ScreenBlast. This was great, by the way. Boy Kills World. Check it out. But sometimes we see movies individually, and like one person may have seen it, another person may not have. It's time to get into.
Are you gonna talk about that one porno you saw?
It's time to get into later.
That porno. I'm not. Can we not talk about that porno series?
Well, I won't, but Mark will because it is time for the Mark movie moment. Mark is going to be reviewing a couple movies that he himself saw. I have not seen, and today let's start with.
I think that tennis is about expressing yourself, doing your thing. But you don't know what tennis is.
What is it? Hey, I love you.
I know.
Zendaya led challengers. Mark, I'm going to just briefly run down this here. Obviously came out end of April. This was a sports drama romance that was made by Pascal Pictures and Frenesi Film Company over with MGM assistance. It's directed by Luca Guadagnino. Luca Guadagnino. This was written by Justin...
Guadagnino!
Thank you, there. This was written by Justin Kariskis, edited by Marco Costa, and the music and score by a familiar group. We just keep seeing them
This
all
movie
over.
was made by gibberish people.
Oh my god. But the music score, familiar names, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, such familiar duo. They're in so many, there's so many scores, these guys. And of course, you've got key stars here, Zendaya, Josh O'Connor, and Mike Feist. Alright, Mark, tell me about Challengers.
Erotic. But but no, it's not, this movie, like, advertising is very wrong. It's like, go see the Zendaya 6 movie.
It's the sexiest movie
Jerk
ever.
off in the theater.
It's
That's
so
right.
Yeah, this is the sexiest movie ever made.
That's right. You can jerk off in the theater to Zendaya in this movie. Like fucking stupid accolade.
Zendaya's gonna be having sex with 2 white men all the time.
No, it's a sports drama, but it's a really good character drama. It flashes back and forth into the characters' lives from when they were early college students to their adulthood, and you see how they begun as a team these are 2 guys who both liked Zendaya, and they tried to
tried to court her.
They tried to get with her, probably
You didn't
a
see
shared,
the
not a
fun.
threesome, but a shared girlfriend relationship,
Open.
or
relationship. Open
not
relationship.
open, or probably one they see which one can get them.
Yes, a competitive relationship.
Kind of in a way, yeah.
Because they're one of them. They
both had hungry eyes in the beginning. They both of them had hungry eyes from Zendaya.
Yes.
And in the movie,
I mean, a lot of the world does have hungry eyes for Zendaya. I mean,
I don't know why you didn't see this.
I don't see Zendaya as super attractive. So,
She's there.
I mean,
She looks nice in this movie.
I'm sure. I mean, she needs to, because the whole point is that she's an attractive woman. If she looked like Precious from the Precious movie, and there were 2 guys.
I mean, that's people's. That could be some people's type.
That is Baltimore. You see that.
It's like a fucking Moto from Madagascar too. I like him big. I like him chunky. Chunky.
Yeah.
But no.
Stay tuned for Challengers 2. Yeah.
Chunky Challengers. The spin-off.
Chunky fucking Challengers.
The spin-off series.
Oh, no.
But no, it's a very fun character story. It's and it's mostly about how these 2 are carrying themselves in adulthood, because in the future Zendaya is married to one of the dudes, and the other dude is trying to get is down in his luck. He's just trying to get his life together. Meanwhile, Zendaya doesn't have a career anymore because she broke her leg, in the middle of career, while she so she can't do tennis anymore, and her husband is the only one doing tennis, but he just doesn't want to do it, and he just wants to retire. But Zendaya want to relive her glory through him.
I see.
And so it's a very interesting character drama.
Very psychological. It sounds like.
Not too not really, but it is a.
No, it's not a power dynamic thing. It's not it sounds like there's power dynamics involved in the relationship.
Not really. You get it's kinda in a way, but not too much. It's hard to explain, but it is an interesting character movie. I had no interest in sports movies or erotic movies, but this was had was a big blockbuster. It was taking over all the super showings over Boy Kills World. Because Boy Kills World only had fucking digital showings.
Yes. This got an IMAX treatment, did it?
This got IMAX and Prime treatment.
Fuck.
So, and also it was getting good scores across the board. So I was like, fuck it, let me try watching it, because everyone says it's good. Let me try watching it. Oh, it's good. But yeah, fun movie. I recommend it.
Fun is not the way I thought it would end up, but fun indeed. Challengers, check it out.
I think you'll like it too. It's a good character story. It is. There are some erotic moments of it. There's no nudity, except for one background character who shows his dick for some reason.
That's good.
And you do see. I forget which one of the main dudes, but you do see his buns, but you don't see any of the main characters' dicks. They mostly get like underwear shots.
Well, I will say that's probably
even like underpants.
That's like equal to, I think, the Denzel Washington movie Flight, where I think in the very beginning you see, because he had sex with some like air stewardess before he obviously flips the plane over, but he's in a hotel room and he's a drunk or whatever, and like I think you get to see, is it like he's naked either way? It's like that's like why did they even put this in the movie? Like
there is a sex scene, but it's an underwear sex scene, so
what? So then how does that work? I mean, well, I know how it can work, but like
kind of just grinding and
that's
making
not
out.
that's fun.
Yeah, it's
So
that
fun.
underwear sex scene.
Yeah, it's nice.
You get buns. There you go. With the underwear.
So guys, ladies and gentlemen, what Mark is saying is if you like Zendaya's boobs,
Jerk off in the theater today
Yes.
with challengers.
Yes, as they say, teenage boys love it because they can openly express themselves. Guys, Mark recommends challengers.
Do teenage boys get arrested?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Do teenage boys go?
I don't know.
What the fuck? Yeah. What? Jesus Christ.
I don't know anything about kids or teenagers.
This is Mark's movie moment, but this is not Mark's fucking. I don't know what the fuck that was. Mark's questioning of
the authority of like younger kids that they can go to jail or not.
They can go to jail, yes.
Okay, yeah. So anybody can go to jail for masturbating in the theater.
But
public.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mark. Second movie here, and it toss over to you.
What do we know about vampires? How do we kill it?
Crucifixes.
Stake through the heart. Daylight is a big one.
Obviously, another one that you saw. That's Abigail. This released in the middle of April. This was a horror comedy, apparently. Is it comedy correct, Mark? Is it comedy correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Production by Radio Silence Productions, Project X Entertainment, and Vincent Films. This was directed by Matt Bettalini Olpin, and Tyler Gillette. This was written by Stephen Shields and Guy Busick. Edited by Michael P. Shaver, and music was by Bryan Tyler, and stars Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens, Alicia Weir, and Will Catlett. Mark, tell me about Abigail. I saw a trailer for this once. I could care less. Was this a good time?
It's a fun movie. It's a nice fun movie. I wish you said
you said the same thing about Challengers just now, but they're two completely different movies. This is another nice fun movie. Same thing. Same nice fun.
I like Challengers way more than I like this. Challengers was like, okay, Challengers was great. I should have said great. This one was okay. This one was pretty okay.
Cool. So,
we don't use scores anymore, so I can't exactly score.
I mean, you could. This is your segment.
Huh?
Are
you gonna score it? Are you gonna score your movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only have to do Spider-Man. That's pretty easy.
All right. Well, if I was to score Challengers, it'd be easily an 8 out of 10.
Ooh. Okay.
This one is like a 6 out of 10.
Okay. Wait. So that's still a fun time. 6 out of 10. That sounds pretty fucking awful.
5 and below is like where it gets like iffy.
5 and below is iffy because.
All right. I just realized that's the name of it.
5 below is iffy because a lot of stuff is not under 5 anymore. So. Yeah. Nothing's under 5 except for.
It's 7.
It's 5:55.
Can I
think it's 7? Is this actually a good movie or not? Explain yourself.
6.
Mark, explain what the movie is.
Fucking 7. 7. It was fun. It was fun.
Right. No, explain yourself. Not just what is it?
Huh?
Jesus.
Oh, it's a fun thriller and cause it is a 7 because these are I should have said it at the end, but I was just curious. What we're doing scores, but it's a thriller about these guys who are trying to kidnap this girl and get a ransom. They find out she's a vampire. Woo! And the vampire lady is trying not to kill him. But it's a fun movie because a lot of these characters are just really fun together. And the whole thriller part is just very entertaining. It's not scary, but it's very entertaining. But it's also the character types are fun interactions with each other. And it's just a very entertaining movie. I do wish the fact that she was a zombie, a fucking vampire girl was kind of hidden from the trailers, but they kind of had to sell the movie on something, or else I wouldn't be interested in it either. But because what they sold it on did give me interest. But yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I did enjoy this movie. This was very fun. So yeah, easily a 7 out of 10.
Cool. All right.
Right, a fun thriller, a fun comedy thriller.
All right. So Mark.
If you like vampires and stuff, yeah.
Alrighty, good to know. So Mark scores this 1 score lower than we ended up.
I think if you saw it, you'll be okay on it.
No, I'm sure. Yeah, but no, Mark scores this 1 score lower than we scored Flash when we first fucking did the pod on it. 8 out of 10, we said.
Flash is now like a fucking 3 out of 10.
Flash is. I'm not gonna go lower than 4 because it's still better than. Is it better? Both the Wish and Flash are like right on the same equivalency.
I'd rather watch Flash than Wish.
I definitely would watch Flash over Wish.
Wish feels AI and lazy to me.
Yes. Wish is what you put on the background for kids that you hate.
I despise Wish more than I despise the Flash.
Yes. I despise the children that will grow up to adults that will think Wish is actually a good movie because they will think that that's the standard.
You only like the Flash because you get to see Ezra Miller's buns.
Do you?
Yes.
You remembered, haha. All right.
That was a trap. You know you.
All right, that was a Mark movie moment. Of course.
You remembered it.
And of course.
Why do you have a poster over in your room? Explain that.
No comment. Of course, this was the ScreenBlast podcast. This was one of many podcasts we do here over at ScreenBlast Society. Of course, movies, video games, memes, more. Check out Blasting Turbo Reports. We haven't made an episode in months, but we have Cartoon Chat, the animation conversation. We have Mark and Bryan Have a Cow. You can go through our backlog. A lot of fun memes, a lot of a collection of commercials that we go through nostalgically, and random news topics that we talk about. And over at ScreenBlast, of course, where we are right now, it's all about the movies. Guys, we appreciate you for watching. I am one of your hosts, Bryan. Find me at Bryan Baltimore and find me at Democracy, ATHEMOCRACY.com on YouTube. Of course, to my left is
Canine Biscuits. And you can find me up there.
Heaven.
Yeah. You can find Bryan down there.
Heaven. Cool.
Both are heaven.
Oh, Jesus.
What is religion anymore? But both sides are heaven. Realistically, it's the exact opposite. But anyway,
I want heaven to just be Wish, just that island, that shitty ass island that no one can leave, please.
I just wanted my fiery pit.
I just want. What the fuck does that donkey say? What the fuck does the Bambi say?
You're a star.
Thank you. Yeah, Mark, appreciate that.
Girl.
All right, guys. What's up?
You can find me at K9BS, and ScreenBlast is in bullshit, whatever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the end of the show. Go home.
Goodbye, everyone.
Stay home. You're already home. Stay home.
Quarantine. There's no pandemic for quarantine.
Quarantine right now. There's a new Planet Apes movie out. That means there's a simian flu going around.
Yep.
And Brian's patient 0.
Don't tell them. Fuck. I'm trying to meet people, ass.
Trying to get laid!
Alright, wrap it up. I'll see you guys.
Like it out, everybody.